Welcome to Spectator Sporting, sponsored by SpectatorSporting.com. I'm Zach
I'm Adewale.
Make sure you go to SpectatorSporting.com for previous shows, previous clips, and much more. Also, excellent articles written by my man right here, Mr. Adewale. We got a big show for you today. We talking NBA free agency, some trade tables on the offer, and the Cubs are going through a little bit of something. We're gonna dive into it. This is episode number 11. We call it the West Side's own Isaiah Thomas edition. The bad boy champion, two-time champion. He is the man. Let's get right into it. Free agencies. It's already reported out there. It's happened. LeBron has opted out. So now we've been speculating that he was going to leave Cleveland for a long time now.
Right.
Is this any more indication that you already thought that he's definitely leaving Cleveland?
No, I don't think it means he's definitely leaving Cleveland. It could be he's trying to get more money. Okay, so he opt out, try to get even more money, and so he could be going to LA, could be going to Philly, could be going to Cleveland. We'll see as the days go on.
Absolutely, it's going to be story after story after story. I'm ready for everyone to just make the decision so we can stop talking about this. But that's a different story. Paul George also opted out.
Right.
Now he's going to leave. For him to leave to LA, he's going to leave over $40 million on the table.
Right.
If he leaves OKC, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, to see that now he has a huge decision to make. He had to be turning down a lot of money to go play with LeBron in LA with the other guys, maybe Kawhi Leonard if the trade happens. So that's a tough one right there. Is he willing to give up a boatload of money just so he can chase some rings with LeBron and the guys?
Kevin Durant, he's staying in Golden State, right? Do we even have to talk about this?
Yeah, he's staying in Golden State. I don't see him leaving. I don't see him leaving at all.
Yeah, I think he's perfectly happy. It was rumors that, that LeBron sent him a text. I'm not going to call the source because we don't know if it's true or not.
Right.
But it was rumors that I don't think Kevin Durant wants to play with LeBron at this point in his career. I think he wants to supplant LeBron. I think he wants to have more rings than LeBron, and I think he wants that on his man.
And LeBron should want to beat Kevin Durant.
I would think so. Now, those are the marquee favorites. Those are the cream of the crop, I guess, the big fish this year. But let's look into the other ones. This should have been a big fish this year, but he's got major questions. Mr. DeMarcus Cousins. On his way, probably the top 3 big man in the NBA right now, but he had a gruesome injury that ended his season early. What's your thoughts on DeMarcus Cousins?
Yeah, DeMarcus Cousins, he tore his Achilles. That's one of the worst injuries a hooper can get, okay? Elton Brand, he was averaging 20 points and 10 rebounds a game. He tore his Achilles. After he tore his Achilles, the best he did in the season was 15-8. Kobe Bryant, the age of 34, we know he tore his Achilles. He was averaging 27 points a game, but then after the Achilles, he went all the way down to 19, okay? But there is a good story. A guy did come back from Achilles injury, Dominique Wilkins. After he tore his Achilles tendon, the next season he averaged 30 points a game.
Wow.
So DeMarcus Cousins, he need to be calling Dominique Wilkins.
Let's see what he did.
Exactly.
Here's a guy who's been through a rough. This is the guy who's had a rough season. I mean, he had a rough year last year. Mr. Isaiah Thomas, not the one that the show is based on,
Right.
but the other Isaiah Thomas. You go from Boston 2 years ago, almost being in the MVP conversation, averaging 29 a game, having a hip injury, to going to the Cleveland Cavaliers, a place he probably did not want to go in the begin with, but to get hurt again, then get traded in midseason to the Lakers. Now he's probably lost about $50 to $80 million easily. What role is Isaiah Thomas going to have to accept now going into this free agency?
I think the thing is, like you said, he had a big drop off. 29 points a game, all the way down to 15 points a game last year. He just had hip surgery in March, okay? But he can still be a starting point guard. There's a couple of teams, a couple of contenders that can use him, like the Indiana Pacers. They have a lot of cap space. They could put Darren Collison on the bench. Have a nice all-star next to Oladipo if Isaiah Thomas can recover from the hip injury. Another team, the Denver Nuggets. They have Gary Harris playing point guard, but he's really a shooting guard. He averages only 3 assists a game.
With him and Jamal Murray, they both play point guard.
Yeah, they're sharing the point guard duties. Would they want to put Isaiah Thomas in there and take one of those guys off the bench? Isaiah is more of a point guard than them guys, so those are 2 options I see him.
Unfortunately for Isaiah Thomas, I see teams see him as if he's willing, and I know this sucks for him because he's played this role before, he's done it, and he's supplanted himself as a starter and really made a name for himself, but it's probably going to be 6-man for him. I think that's what his role is going to be, because they're going to look at the injury history. They're going to look at his size of being 5'9". So for him to really make some money, if he's going, I don't know of any teams in the NBA. I could be wrong. I don't know if any teams are ready to make him their starting point guard in the future because of everything that happened.
Right.
So, but Isaiah Thomas is a really good player and a really good scorer, so he should land somewhere. DeAndre Jordan. Mm-hmm. Now the reports are that he's gonna opt in, and the Clippers are gonna look to trade. Dallas Mavericks is one of the teams that's involved. What does DeAndre Jordan bring to the table? You know, to help a team out.
Yeah, he'd be great for the Mavericks. You know, he turned him down a few years ago. He signed with him, gave him an oral agreement, then changed his mind at the last minute. But he's one of those guys, a big giant in the middle of the paint, blocking all the shots, controlling the paint, catching oops. You can use a guy like that. It's going to give you a double-double, leading the league in rebounds, giving you about 15 rebounds a game. So, I can see the Mavericks. They can definitely use him on their team.
DeAndre Jordan will be a good fit for a lot of teams. I mean, he's a perfect center for for the way the NBA is today. He's perfect for it. Mm-hmm. Center, rebound, catch oops, dunk, run the court. You know, he's perfect for that. Rebound, does it all as far as the defensive end. So a lot of teams would be. I'm pretty sure a lot of teams would be interested in DeAndre Jordan. Mm-hmm. Another guy. This is a very interesting person here. Marcus Smart. Mm. He's like the soul of the Boston Celtics, you could say. And he's already come out and say, I'm not taking no discounts, none of that. I'm not having it. So it's a strong possibility. Now he's a restricted free agent, right? Right. It's a possibility that he's not with the Celtics next year. What's your thoughts on this, on Marcus Smart?
Yeah, Marcus Smart, he's really raising the bar for his price tag next season. Now, the Celtics, now, like he's a glue guy. He's like a Draymond Green type of person. He's going to do all the dirty work. He's going to guard. He doesn't care if you're LeBron James. He's going to guard you. He's going to put his nose in there in the paint. And so, but the thing is, they already have Terry Rozier. Mm-hmm. They have Kyrie Irving coming back from the injury, okay?
Maybe. We'll get to that later, but go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So, now, I can see, a team that I can see him giving him a lot of money is the Phoenix Suns, okay? They just, Alfred Payton, they just let him go into free agency. They don't really have a point guard. They just drafted Ali Okobo from a second-round pick from France in the second round in the draft. So they really need a point guard. I can see Phoenix saying, look, he'd be a great guy to get them young guys, teach them young guys how to play hard out there in Phoenix. Also, maybe even the Bulls, you know, we'll talk about that. But I think the Celtics might just say goodbye to Marcus Smart.
That's a tough decision right there, because he's loved by the fans in Boston. He brings the toughness, the grit. But if he's asking for too much, it is what it is, and especially if you got Kyrie, Rozier, and
Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum.
Yeah, Boston has a great dilemma. They got great, you know, when you can get rid of good players, you know you're going somewhere. Right. Julius Randle, who was really shown up for the Lakers. Yes. I mean, his rookie year, he broke his leg, but he's responded back, and he's turned himself into a hell of a player. Mm-hmm. What do you think the market is for Julius Randle?
It should be pretty high. I mean, from his third to fourth year, he made a nice jump. In his third season, he averaged 13 points a game, 48% from the field. Last season, his fourth season, he averaged 16 points a game, 55% from the field, and only 26 minutes a game. Wow. So I can see a team like the Clippers trying to sign Julius Randle. They're trying to rebuild. He'd be a nice piece, a nice young piece in their rebuild, okay? And also, maybe even the Indiana Pacers. They got to get the money to somebody. They got so much cap space. They can put Thaddeus Young on the bench and start Julius Randle with Oladipo. So he's going to have some options.
He definitely is, because he can score the basketball. He's aggressive. So Julius Randle would definitely be somewhere. You know, he's also in the restricted free agency category too. Right. So the Lakers could match, but the Lakers got a lot going on. So it's more than likely, if I had to put my money on, Julius Randle will not be with the Lakers next year.
I agree with you. I agree.
Chris Paul, is he going to be, you know, no question, he's signing back with Houston, right?
Yeah, Houston gave up 4 players in the first round pick for him. He's going back to Houston.
They say daddy loves his son. Maybe not so. No, I'm just joking. But Doc Rivers' son traded.
Wow, yeah, that was a shock.
Yeah, traded to the Wizards for Martin Gortat. What's your thoughts on that trade?
Yeah, Gortat. Well, we know the Clippers are rebuilding. They're just getting rid of everyone. You know, maybe Doc Rivers is the next to go, right? So, and then the Washington Wizards, they got Austin Rivers to come off the bench and back up John Wall. But the Wizards, they need to get rid of some bad contracts. They have the 3rd worst salary cap situation in the league.
They had a lot of infighting going on too. Like Gortat and John Wall was taking shots at each other on Twitter as well.
Right. So, the Wizards, they need to just try to clear some cap space. Maybe get rid of Mahinmi's contract. He's making $16 million next year.
Wow.
So, and that's another team that DeMarcus Cousins here, I think he'll fit well with the Wizards.
And he's played with John Wall in Kentucky, so they know each other. They have a relationship.
Exactly. So, but, that salary cap, the Wizards management need to work
Otto Porter got paid last year too, let's not forget.
He's making $26 million.
Dwight Howard, the last few years, around this time, he's been traded.
Right.
What's the market? Now, Dwight Howard, as much grief as he get, he's still a double-double machine.
Yes.
He averaged 17, 13 last year.
He had 16 points, 12 rebounds.
16, that's great. Those are like solid numbers. But for some reason, whatever the reason is, I've heard the rumors that he's a terrible teammate. There's already reports that the Hornets couldn't wait for him to get out of there. The players didn't like him. So I don't know what he's doing in the locker room, but he does have some production on the court.
Right.
What is your thoughts on where you think Dwight Howard can fit at?
There was reports that he was going to the Warriors, but you know what? Their salary cap situation is pretty choppy, so I don't know if they can get him.
Well, let's not forget the Nets they're negotiating a buyout with him.
Okay.
So he might take the league minimum to play because he's already getting his money. So to keep that in consideration.
Right. So you know what? He can go anywhere. That's a head scratcher, man. I don't know what's going on with Dwight Howard. It must be some off the court going on with him because he does produce. He was fourth in the league in double-doubles last year. So
he had a 30-30 game.
Right. So whoever needs a center, man, we'll see. I don't know what's going on with Dwight Howard.
He can help. You would think he can help a contending team, but we'll see how that goes. You're watching Spectator Sporting on SpectatorSporting.com. When we come back, will the Chicago Bulls be able to get somebody in free agency? We'll be back. Welcome back to Spectator Sporting, sponsored by SpectatorSporting.com. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adewale.
Make sure you go to SpectatorSporting.com, watch the previous shows, previous clips, and when you watch that video, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. We making it happen here on SpectatorSporting.com. This is the 11th episode. The Isaiah Thomas, West Side Zone Isaiah Thomas, went to St. Joe's. That is the man right there. The Bulls. We just talked about all these other free agencies. Now the Bulls are, of course, right now in rebuild mode.
Right.
They have Zach LaVine, a restricted free agent. It's going to be some offers out there. We've heard Sacramento might be interested.
Right.
It's some other teams we don't know about that might step up to the plate. And it's been rumblings that the Bulls are not as enamored with Zach LaVine as they once were when they traded for him.
Right.
What's your thoughts on this whole Zach LaVine-ish thing?
Okay, well, yeah, Zach LaVine, it's a tricky situation. Now, this can go on for a long time because you remember last summer, Nikola Mirotic was a restricted free agent.
He didn't get not one offer.
And the Bulls didn't offer anything until 3 months after free agency began. So this can drag out if the Sacramento Kings don't actually offer him something. So the Bulls are pretty much going to sit back and wait to see if a team's going to offer him something. I can see the Kings doing it because they got a lot of cap space, okay? He can blend in with Buddy Hield and De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley. He'll fit right into that starting lineup. But the Chicago Bulls, I can understand why they're not so quick to give him a whole lot of money because the man, he came back from ACL injury. Yep. He played 24 games. He shot 38% from the field, all right? So he doesn't deserve something that's close to the max type of contract. I
agree, but also in the sense that was his first, year back coming from ACL. Now I'm curious. I'm not in the mindset like let's give up on Zach LaVine. I don't think they should do that yet. Give it another year because he'll be unrestricted after this year, unless somebody else gives him an offer sheet. Then the Bulls might be forced to match it.
Right.
But he's still better than pretty much any other player you got on the Bulls right now.
Right, he's better than Denzel Valentine.
Yeah, it's better than all that. And then you give him a summer. Give him this summer. He's working out. And he be in training camp. Maybe next year he'll start looking like the Zach LaVine who averaged almost 20 points a game with the Minnesota Timberwolves. But you also don't want to overpay for him, so I get that point of view as well, too.
Right.
Jabari Parker. Chicago's own. He's had 2 ACL surgeries now, correct?
Right.
I don't know if Milwaukee wants him back. Is he? I think he's unrestricted, or is he?
He's a restricted free agent.
He's restricted too. So Milwaukee's probably going to take the same approach as the Bulls are doing with Zach LaVine. They're going to sit back and wait and see if anybody's interested. If you are a Bulls fan or Bulls exec, do you take a look at Jabari Parker?
I think you take a look at him. His rookie year, he tore his ACL, but he came back in his third season. He was looking like he was going to make the All-Star team, but then he tore his ACL again.
Yeah. He was having a monster year.
Monster year. And last year he was on a minutes restriction. He only could play 24 minutes a game.
When he came in the game, he came in balling though, so he's still there.
Right.
The game is still there.
Right. So they could, but first they got to deal with the Zach LaVine situation first. But I can see them going after Jabari Parker, or just letting things just fly by this offseason and not signing him.
Yeah, that could happen. Jabari Parker's, them injuries kind of set him back, and Milwaukee's going to use that to their advantage in the negotiations.
Right.
But Jabari Parker is 6'9", 6'8", 6'9", a scorer.
Right.
And one thing the NBA values is somebody that can put that ball in the basket. They will always have a job. So I wouldn't be surprised with somebody. It may not be astronomical numbers,
right?
But somebody might offer him a contract coming up. Especially after the first wave of free agents go away.
Right. He's gonna be a second wave guy.
Yeah, second wave guy. Somebody's gonna come to the table with him. I think so. I don't think he's gonna have to wait long. Just like Zach LaVine, I don't think he's gonna have to wait that long to get off the sheet as well.
Right.
There's some other free agents out there. We just talked about Marcus Smart. Any chance? It's been rumors. I don't know how true they are.
Right.
That the Bulls are linked to Marcus Smart. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts is, you know what, Marcus Smart. I love Marcus Smart, man. He's not a great shooter. He averages 10 points a game, but he does all the little things, all the dirty work, a lot of tenacity. But you know what? I want to see what Chris Dunn can do. All right, I want the Bulls to just go sit back. Let's see what Chris Dunn can do. And I wouldn't be mad if the Bulls don't sign any free agents. Maybe go ahead and overpay for Zach LaVine, but don't sign anybody. Let's see if LaVine and Lauri Markkanen and Chris Dunn, and see if they can grow together and see what you have. And then in 2019, you're going to have a lot of cap space. So right now, the Bulls have the second best salary cap situation.
A lot of free agents in 2019 coming out. It's going to be a monster class next year coming out for free agency.
No doubt. Klay Thompson, he's coming out.
That's a guy I would love in a Chicago Bull uniform. No question about it.
He'll put us over the top. Because, Draymond Green, they might have to pay him. They got to pay KD. They paying Curry. They might not have enough money to give Klay. Then here come the Bulls with that money. And don't forget about Devin Booker. He's going to be a restricted free agent next year too, so we can throw him a boatload of money. Okay, so the Bulls could just sit back and just save their money this year, and then in 2019, go for it all, man.
I kind of like that plan right there, my man. Some other rumors going on besides the Bulls. Kawhi Leonard.
Right.
We all know he's disgruntled. He don't like how the Spurs treated him, and he wants out of San Antonio.
Right.
Now the trade rumors is LA. He wants to be a Laker. That's the report. That's where he desires to be with the Lakers. So if you trade him to Boston has got a lot of interest. Philly might have a lot of interest, but I don't think Philly have enough depth to really offer what they really need for Kawhi.
Right.
The two teams to me that can realistically get it done is the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers.
You're right.
Them to me. Now it might be another team out there that might come out of nowhere left field. I have no clue, but from my perspective, those are the two teams that can get it done. If you're the Spurs, how do you treat this Kawhi Leonard situation?
I'll trade him to the Boston Celtics right away. I'm trading him to the Boston Celtics because you know what? The Boston Celtics have the Sacramento Kings first round pick next year. If the Sacramento Kings first round pick doesn't end up being the #1 overall pick, then it belongs to the Celtics. If I'm the Spurs, I'm like, look, give me that pick, give me the Kings pick, give me Jaylen Brown, and give me Terry Rozier, okay? And see the Lakers can match that, okay? What the Lakers giving up? What are they giving up?
Well, the Lakers could the Lakers could give him something real good. They can give him Brandon Ingram. Now, it's messed up because as much as LeVar Ball gets criticized for whatever he did wrong, one thing that he has hurt his son with is his trade value is not up. A lot of people don't want to deal with the shenanigans, and the San Antonio Spurs was one of those organizations that's not going to deal with LeVar Ball.
They don't deal with stuff like that.
They don't deal with stuff like that. But if you just take his daddy out the equation, Lonzo Ball would be a perfect fit for the San Antonio Spurs.
Take LeVar out the equation.
Yeah.
But yeah, he would.
But if I'm just looking at the basketball point of view, I'm just looking at basketball. If the Spurs just say, you know what, we're just only going to say basketball, and now what comes with him, he's a perfect fit. He loves the pass. He moves the ball. He's a 6'7" point guard who I think is going to get a lot better this year. He had a few injuries. He started playing real good, but then he had a few injuries that kind of messed the season up a little bit. Right. But you give up him, you give up Brandon Ingram. They also have Kyle Kuzma. Right. They have a deal where the Lakers can ship them all to San Antonio, and the San Antonio will be just fine.
Yeah, that's the only way I would do it if I was the Spurs. You gotta give me Kuzma, Ball, and you gotta give me Ingram, okay?
Absolutely.
And now, but if I'm the Spurs, I'd rather take the Celtics deal because I'm gonna get the Kings pick, and then I don't have to deal with LeVar Ball yelling at me at the game and demanding a trade and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely,
but it's also been some rumblings that Kyrie Irving could be included in that Kawhi trade. Would you? I wouldn't do that. I mean, I'm gonna tell you why. Because
if you was who?
If I was Celtics, I would not give up Kyrie. The Celtics have an abundance of forwards already.
Right.
You got Gordon Hayward. You got Jaylen Brown. I mean, they wings, whatever. They got abundance of wings. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum,
right.
Marcus Morris. If you listen. Terry Rozier, I know everybody's been throwing up, you know, Terry Rozier was 1 for 15 in Game 7 when it really mattered. Let's not forget, he did not play that well in the Eastern Conference Finals. They really missed Kyrie in that Eastern Conference Finals. Kyrie is the closer. He's the one that's going to put teams away. So I wouldn't just give him up.
No, I wouldn't trade him.
I would want Kyrie and Kawhi playing together.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I trade Jaylen Brown or Gordon Hayward.
Trade Terry Rozier?
Terry Rozier, or even Gordon Hayward, I would just send him off.
Right, yeah. I'll trade him too.
Yeah, I would, but I'm not giving up Kyrie.
Right. No doubt. Yeah, Gordon Hayward or Jaylen Brown, one of those guys, Terry Rozier, and then the Kings draft pick.
You're watching Spectator Sporting on SpectatorSporting.com. When we come back, both of our Chicago teams are in a little funk in baseball. We'll tell you more when we get back. Welcome back to Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adewale.
Make sure you go to SpectatorSporting.com for previous shows, previous clips, great articles written by my man, and much more. And also, please subscribe to the video. Please subscribe. We got some great content. We talking real sports. This is episode number 11, the Isaiah Thomas West Side Zone edition. We've been talking about a lot, but we're going to transition over to baseball.
Okay.
Sox and Cubs not doing too good. It's been rough on both sides. Right. If you're a South Sider, it's been rough It's been rough all year.
Right.
But the Cubs have gone through some things. What's your thoughts on the White Sox right now?
Yeah, the White Sox. Well, you have Abigail Garcia. He finally came back. He was out for a couple of months. He messed up his hamstring. I was really anticipating him to come back because he made the All-Star team last year. I hope he can get into a rhythm. And also, Lucas Giolito, he finally had a good game. He's been struggling all year, but he had back-to-back good games. Against the Twins, he had a no-hitter going into the 6th inning. He only gave up 1 earned run last game. He's only 23 years old. Hopefully he can build on that and everything, but the White Sox still have the 3rd worst record in Major League Baseball. So.
Incredible. So, we expected this from the White Sox, so we knew we were getting ourselves into.
Right.
So, we do this every time we talk to the White Sox, you know where I'm going with this. It's not about this year. This is about the rebuild of the White Sox. So it's mainly about the prospects. What's your prospect update?
Oh yeah, well, a couple of guys from the Cubs. Looking like the White Sox is winning that Quintana trade right now. But now you got Dylan Cease. He's the 2nd best pitcher in the White Sox farm system. He's in single A. He's has an ERA of 2.89. He has a 9-2 record, but they just called him up to Double A. We're gonna see what he does with a bump up of the level of competition. Also, Eloy Jimenez, the best prospect in the White Sox farm system. He's 6'4". He's only 21 years old. He's batting .366. He has 12 home runs, all right? But they just bumped him up to AAA. And you know when you go to AAA, there's only one more level to go up, and that's the majors.
Yeah,
so we might be seeing Eloy Jimenez at Guaranteed Rate Field sometime after All-Star break.
Hopefully you're right. Because I want to see some prospects. There's been a lot of talk about these prospects. They're this, that, there, that's the third. I want to see something.
Yeah.
At least one. Give me somebody. Give me some type of hope for the White Sox.
No doubt.
The Cubs have been going through it. I mean, the last time we talked Cubs, the Cubs were on fire. They had won like 12, 13 out of 14. It was one of those type of streaks. Now, They on the opposite end of one of those streaks.
Right.
Now they just played the Dodgers. They split 2-2, which is good. The Dodgers are a good team. Nothing wrong with that. But they got swept by the Reds.
Yeah, 4-game sweep.
And they're having some issues going on. What's up with the Cubs?
Well, yeah, Anthony Rizzo, he's in the big slump. He's having his worst batting average of his career. He's batting 243 right now. Also, Chris Bryant, he's on pace for under 20 home runs. He's never hit under 26 home runs in a season.
Chris Bryant has really had a rough year this year.
Yeah, and he's on the DL. He hurt his shoulder, so that's probably was the problem. So they put him on the disabled list. Also, Cal Hendricks. He has an ERA over 4. He's never had an ERA over 4 in his career. So we have some slumping Cubs going on right now, man.
Something has bothered me with the Cubs, though. And I hope that I'm wrong about this, but this Yu Darvish thing, I think is. I wasn't a fan of it before, and now it's starting to come to fruition. Now, he's been hurt, as we know. He had a sore arm. He threw some bullpen sessions. He felt good. But this latest one he just threw, he said he felt pain.
Yeah.
So the Cubs have pushed back his return.
Right.
And now he's headed to Texas to get a second opinion. And there's already issues with Yu Darvish. Reports, I don't know how true this is.
Right.
Reports and rumors that he feels that the Cubs fans don't like him and he's worried about other things, and I'm worried about him mentally right now. Is that fair to be?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, because when he was in this series against the Dodgers, when he was in the dugout, they said he was hiding from the Dodgers fans because they were very upset with him because he had a poor performance last year in the postseason, and so they're screaming and yelling at him and things like that. And he's sitting back hiding in the dugout. So it's like, man, forget all that, man. Cheer your team on. Go on out there and make sure your teammates is doing their thing. Don't worry about what the fans talking about.
Look, you made a decision to come to the Cubs, okay? You made that decision. You got that contract. Look, this is a business. This is a tough business. And you gotta have you gotta be mentally strong. You can't worry about what other people are saying about you. They're always gonna say it about you. But you can't worry about the Dodgers because you don't play for the Dodgers no more. Yes, you stunk it up in the postseason last year, but it happened. It's over with. It's time to move on. And you just got to be strong. But like I said, I was nervous about that.
Right.
And I did not like that.
You wanted Jake Arrieta.
I wanted Jake Arrieta. That is, and maybe I'm in a super Arrieta fan because I really like Jake Arrieta.
I agree with you. I was on the same.
I felt like they should have just kept him. He, whatever they felt about him, I know he still got some good years left in him.
Right.
Is it time for the Cubs to hit the panic button?
Oh, no. You got Albert Almora. He's batting 316 right now. He's having a good year. He's a young player coming up. Also, Jason Hayward, he's having his best offensive season for the Cubs. He always got that defense going. And then Javi Baez, he's doing good. He's batting 280. He's leading the team in RBIs and home runs. He should make his first All-Star appearance. And that's why the Cubs are only a few games from having the best record in the National League, because other guys that's not the superstars like Rizzo and Bryant are stepping up their game.
And another reason not to panic is the National League has not taken advantage of the Cubs struggling when they have struggled. So the Cubs is only 2.5 games out behind Milwaukee when they should be a lot more. When the Cubs go through slump, you gotta jump on them. So they are right there in striking distance, and we know they got some injuries. They get some players back. Chris Bryant, as bad as he's playing this year, I feel like he's gonna have a moment this year where he's on fire. He's gonna get it together. I think Rizzo's gonna get it together. Rizzo actually just had a 5 RBI game, and Javi Baez has been playing good. He's been the one consistent Cub all year. Him and John Lester have been the most consistent Cubs all year this year. So I feel like the Cubs will pick it up, but I'm not panicking because the rest of the National League has not given me reason to panic.
Right.
When we come back, we're going to talk more opinions. You're watching Spectator Sporting on SpectatorSporting.com.
American football is receiving plenty of bad press, mainly due to the risk factors of getting a concussion. There are parents that won't even let their kid play tackle football. But there's another sport with a higher concussion rate, and for some reason, it's being ignored by mainstream media. I'm talking about female soccer. According to the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, the concussion rate is higher in girls soccer than boys football. But we're blitzed with reports about injuries in football as if other sports like car racing, UFC, and hockey is just a walk in the park. Injuries is a part of all sports, not just football. If you don't want to get hurt, don't play any sport. Maybe we should ban all athletics keep things super safe, and just play board games.
Sports fans across the world always cry foul when an athlete leaves in free agency. Well, let me tell you something. The owners do the athletes the same exact way. If they don't play well, if they get injured, or if anything happens to them, they get rid of them in a heartbeat. Example, Isaiah Thomas played when his sister died, and played on a bad hip, and played as hard as he could for the Boston Celtics in those playoffs. And guess what they did to him? They traded him because they thought Kyrie Irving would be better. Derrick Rose, who turned this city around, turned the Bulls organization around, he got hurt, he went through a couple things, they got rid of him. So let's not be so hard on these players, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, because if LeBron James or Kevin Durant stunk the gym up, you will be the same fans calling for them to leave.